Are there any obstacles? Well, I'm sure there are, but what are the biggest obstacles that you've encountered during this whole digital transformation?
I think it started with your first point. You know, we are a company that has been established for a long time. We very know well how to create cement and concrete. So those processes have been ironed out quite well. And to try to transform the organization and see the opportunities and possibilities, what is possible in digital, that is not always that easy. You need to explain very clearly in simple examples where impact is directly visible to convince your internal people that it's actually needed, and sometimes what kind of opportunities there are, or what your competition or other companies are doing in other industries. So and if you crack that one, you can actually see that everyone in your company can become more innovative and see all these possibilities we can actually now do with digital, because we have many things are happening right now.
One point that I picked up from that was the mindset of your own internal team. A team that's been in place for quite some time and may not be used to the new way of thinking or the new way of doing things. Did it take you a long time to try and convert or change the mindset of the existing team?
I think it goes and it comes and goes. Some people are more easy to pick up these things than others, but I think it's about the new generation who is using online and digital capabilities every day. I'm sure you use it also every day.
Yes.
And I think this whole consumer behavior of online and all the digital capabilities, we use line every day, you buy online every day, that also creeps into the company. And so particularly with younger generation, you can use them as ambassadors to adopt those new technology. The older generation, I think they like it, but it's not much they're against it. But you need to take them by the hand and take them on that journey, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And then they start seeing it. If they start seeing it, then they become your biggest ambassadors. Our leaders right now, our top leaders, are very digital savvy and really promote digital innovation right now.
Okay, so you take them by the hand and you actually literally like kind of pave the way towards a new mindset of the digital age.
Absolutely, and I think what really helps in digital, there are so many use cases around the world, and even here in Thailand, so many great work in digital that when they see it, they start believe it. And I think that's where it's really, and so keep it small is a very important thing. Keep it small and be very iterative. Constantly see how it actually produces value. I think that's really key, because their mind of business leaders is very straight. They just want to create value. So how can you create value with new digital capabilities is critical.
Okay, so you need the technology, obviously, you need the know-how, you need the right mindset of your team internally, and obviously you need communication. Communication in terms of telling your consumers that we are now digitized and we are available online and you can buy concrete as an online product.
Yes.
Is that?
It is like that, and unfortunately, it's a never-ending story, because the technology is changing all the time. So we're experimenting with new ways of how we can talk to our end users and see how we can actually change the mindset internally, but also indeed change the mindset of our end users that they indeed can find us more online.
Can I say that it's there's a very steep learning curve, or there's a trial and error process to this as well?
Oh, there's definitely both. I think the learning curve, as you need to have an attitude as an organization to keep learning, and sometimes even unlearning, because there are all ways of doing things, right? I think that's very important. But I think it's all about constantly sending the same message and be very diligent, and that change is not something that is scary. It's something you need to be curious about what's coming tomorrow. I think that's very critical, and the mindset change comes with that.
Change is often very scary, especially culturally speaking as well. Some cultures take change easier than others. Thailand, perhaps, is that a culture that has been willing to change easily?
I would not put whole Thailand in one bucket. I've been here for some time now, and I've met amazing Thai people who are embrace change and are absolutely willing, or even teach me how things are being done, right? But I think sometimes, yes, it is tricky. People need to start seeing how to do it, what is expected from them, and will my job change? And that creates uncertainty.
Yeah.
So you need to have a substitution for that. You need to say, hey, if you go on that journey, your job might change, but look, hey, this might come out of it, and you actually become more richer, and your real skills can be utilized in a better way.
Okay.
So I think it's more about talking about the opportunities, and again, take also them by the hand. I think that's very critical.
For our viewers who are, business owners, consumers themselves, thinking about going into business, thinking about digitization, thinking about how we struggle with the new way of doing things, what is your advice to them? What is the key elements that they need to embrace?
Right. I think it's very important that you become open-minded. We just spoke about embrace change, but be open-minded and look around you. Many of these things have already been created. So also look abroad, see what is out there. There's many startups, companies who really try to change the game, how things are being done. So don't stick with what I would call with the status quo. Be open-minded, really see what new technologies or what our customers are asking. See also how you yourself as a consumer behave, and try to replicate that in the way how you do business, because your customers have that same behavior. So I think that is very important, that you change that mindset to think like that.
How long has INSEE been involved or in the process of digital transformation? How long do you think you've come? How far do you think you've come? And how long do you think the journey will be?
Wow.
In less than a minute.
In less than a minute. I think INSEE started about 20 years ago by selling already products to our dealers online, and we evolved that. But particularly the last 3 years, we really ramped it up with new IT infrastructure, and right now we really broaden up with all the new technologies, from artificial intelligence to new technologies like Internet of Things, and all the new technologies we try to onboard. So that's what we do right now. Where we're going, I think it's particularly important that we get even closer to our customer, create a great customer experience, and use all the technologies available to explain who we are and what we can do for you, and also make sure that we make it super simple. And for that, I think that's the journey we're on. And luckily, the new technologies make that more and more easy to get that done quicker and more effectively.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, sir, today. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Okay.
ขอบคุณนะครับ